Hello, my name is Dennis Watson, Vice President at Travera. I'm here to give you a brief overview and introduction of Travera's new rapid therapy selection tool for cancer patients and oncologists who want and need guidance to effective therapies that go beyond what's provided in the guidelines. Travera is a therapy guidance company that offers a developing and unique approach to identifying effective, personalized therapies for each patient, especially advanced stage patients who are starting to run out of good options. In ovarian cancer, you may be familiar with a page similar to this in the guidelines. When you reach this point in your care, the next line of therapy may become a trial and error approach of what comes next. Your doctor is certainly doing the best they can with the data that is available, but this is where clear guidance just becomes less clear, and Travera strives to improve this gap. Travera's approach is not like the genetic or genomic panels you may have already had. Instead of relying on the identification of a genetic mutation that many patients don't have, Travera's therapy selection tool aims to measure the way real drugs affect your actual cancer cells, and it can be offered for any cancer patient who can provide us with a proper sample. The process goes like this. Step one is to get us live cancer cells from the patient, typically via a previously scheduled surgery, needle biopsy, or malignant fluid drain. These cells are then sent to us via FedEx overnight delivery in one of our temperature-controlled shipping kits. Step two is for us to apply cancer drugs to those cells, typically a panel of 20 FDA-approved drugs that are indicated for your disease. And then we wait 24 hours to give those drugs time to start working. Step three is the completely unique part of our test. We use a new measurement technology invented at MIT to weigh the individual cells. We determine if a drug is working by measuring if it is beginning to kill the cancer cells, which can change their weight by a tiny amount, but enough that this unique tool can measure it. One of the best aspects of Travera's rapid therapy selection assay is the 2-day turnaround time, rather than the weeks or months that are often required by genomic or other types of therapy guidance testing. This unique and rapid measurement approach avoids the pitfalls of previous generation technologies that required cells to be grown and cultured, which can change those cells, meaning that the cells being tested may end up being different than what was taken from your body. Now, while this all sounds exciting, it's important to understand that Travera's data is very new. It's most appropriate for patients who've exhausted standard frontline therapies and are now beginning to look for expanded options. We have new prospective data from a small number of late-stage cancer patients in which we've been able to predict drug response well above 80% of the time. But it should be noted that this data is early and we're still learning from ongoing clinical trials and real-world experience. There's plenty we don't know, and as a result, not every case is going to go perfectly. Travera gets to learn from every case we test and every outcome we collect. And through this early access to our developing technology, you and your doctor can gain new insight on your cancer that's not available elsewhere. And while our data is early, it may be beneficial in guiding that next treatment choice. And as a CLIA certified test, we need your doctor to complete an order form. But we can work with you directly to get connected to your doctor and explain this unique opportunity. We're partnering with groups to build an ovarian cancer specific database. And this is why, for now, we're willing to offer the test at no cost. We simply ask that if you choose to participate, you understand the developing nature of this technology and you're willing to share with us what happens in your treatment journey after you receive our results. The results come back to your doctor looking similar to what's on the screen now. A report like this will come only about 2 days after your sample is collected and received in our lab. This can allow your doctor to see which of these drugs had the greatest effect on your cancer cells, those towards the top of the list, and which drugs had little to no impact, those at the bottom. Allowing them to use this information along with everything else that they know about your cancer and you to make a more informed decision on what therapy they might try next. Hopefully, increasing the likelihood that they identify a drug that has an impact on your cancer, or perhaps ruling out drugs that are less likely to elicit a clinical response. We're running a series of clinical validation studies to confirm the predictive accuracy of our tests, and you can find all of the up-to-date information of those studies on our website. But by participating in this program, you get early access to the test, and your case will help to expand the important database in ovarian cancer. If you'd like more information on the Travera Rapid Therapy Selection Test and how to get access to our early access program, please contact us at 781-874-0808 or email us at one of the addresses on the screen